What's up, everyone? Alright, today I'm gonna be working on the boosted RSX again, like I always do. I'm gonna be chasing two problems that I've been having lately with it. The first one is gonna be over here in the trunk. I'm having a leak somewhere back here. I believe it's on the tank. I'll go and let the car air up overnight, and then basically almost all my pressure in the tank has dropped to almost zero. So I know I have a decent sized leak somewhere in the back. Because I'll monitor my air struts when I'm riding, and those won't lose it, and I can see my tank slowly drains even when I'm riding. So I'll be working on that. That's the first problem. The second problem is I have a voltage issue in my car somewhere. So I'll be driving, and then when I come to a stop, or I let off or put the clutch in or something like that where the RPMs drop, my voltage likes to drop as well. I have a little voltmeter kind of in the passenger floorboard where I teed off to my different power supplies that I need, and then that has a little voltmeter on it, and that's how I'm able to see when I'm driving that the volts drop. It drops down to 10 volts, sometimes even 9 volts. It drops enough to give me some lights on my dash, and also drops where it kicks my radio, or turns my radio off sometimes. So I gotta trace that. I don't know if it's a bad ground, I don't know if my alternator may be going bad or something like that, but I'll be checking that later. So right now I'm gonna jump into finding that air leak, because that'd probably be the easiest thing to do right now. So I'm in the car now. You can hear the compressor in the background, but this is my controller here. This is my tank pressure here, and these will be my four corners for my air struts. And then this is the voltage that the controller is sensing from the battery. And I have this whole system, the whole compressor, the tank, and all that. The whole electrical system is hooked straight to the battery. So this is gonna be the actual battery voltage that I'm reading. Down here, I don't know if you can see it, that is where I was telling you about my voltmeter inside the car. Kind of hard to see, but right there it's reading 10.9 right now. This is reading 11.4. This is about right now, but when I'm going to drive, that will drop below 10 sometimes, and it kicks my radio off. I'll get a couple of lights, like the brake light, seat light, stuff like that, come on, because I have low voltage. So yeah, I'm gonna let this tank air up to 145, something like that, 150. Then I'm gonna go back in the trunk, and I'm going to I have soap and water on the shelf over there. I'm gonna spray down the connections I have over there, and then see where I'm losing my air at, because I'm pretty sure I'm losing it from the tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this air up, and then we'll hop to the trunk. Just got my soap and water right here. You can see I got my tank all the way aired up, so it's fully aired. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just start on this side and go this connection, try this connection, my tank pressure sensor, my line, feed line. I got another plug back here, and then a plug right here on the side, and there's one down here as well. So I got all these plugs I gotta spray and see where the air is coming out. So yeah, let's do it. I don't see anything there. Try the next one. No bubbles. Let's try the sensor. Oh man, that's why I have an air leak. Look at that. I'm trying to see which side it's coming from, because there's a connector here. So I got this one, kind of steps down for the actual size for the connector here, and it looks like it might be coming out of both sides. All right, so I know I got one problem. I'm gonna go to the next one. I don't see anything there. I don't know if you can hear it, but you can actually hear it coming out from right there. That's crazy. Try my plug. Nothing there. Try this one. Nothing there either. Try my bottom one. I don't see anything. So yeah, my problem's gonna be right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up, see if I can get it to stop leaking, and that should fix my my tank leak that I have. So let me go get some tools and let me hop on that. So I have a slight problem here. So as you can see, this kind of looks crooked here. So evidently whenever I put this one in, because I did have to replace this once, I guess I cross-threaded it and didn't know it. As you can see, there's some threads right here sticking out. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to get the leak to stop. I have to actually drain the tank, then take this apart here, and then see if it's salvageable. I don't know if I have to buy a new plug here, adapter, or maybe I have to get a whole new sensor because I stripped it. I don't know which one I stripped yet. So I'm going to depressurize the tank, take this apart, and then see where I mess things up. So what I thought was going to be an easy fix is probably going to turn into something that I have to go get parts and spend more money on. But oh well, let me go ahead and take this apart. Alright, so I got this out. I don't know if you can see. It's not too terrible. If I can clean it up, I might be able to salvage this. So, and this is the other end that this goes into, like this. This one don't look bad at all. But I had a bolt that was the same size and thread as this, and I tried to thread it through here, and it was, when I tried to thread it, it was trying to thread uneven. So it may be this thing here, even though I can't really tell. I don't know if you can see anything in there, but maybe this is causing it to go in crooked a little bit. I did see something right up around here. Maybe causing it to thread in crooked, because like I said, I was trying to thread it and it was cocked a little, the bolt, and it wouldn't go anymore. So yeah. So I'm gonna go get one of these because I know the parts stores will have this. If I can't make it happen, if a new one of these and this one won't fit in there right, then I might have to buy another one of these because I can tell there's a little bit of stripping here. But I'm gonna try to clean this up the best I can, and then get another one of these and see if it'll work. If not, then I'll have to order one of these. Okay, just got back from the parts store. So this is the one that came off the tank. This is the one I got. It's a little shorter, but that won't be a problem. Same size, everything like that. I also cleaned up the threads a little bit on this, so it looks a lot better. There's no burrs or anything like that. And now this fits right in. So hopefully this will fix my my leak here. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and install both of these parts. First, I'm gonna install it without the Teflon tape to see if I give any leaks. If I feel like I need that extra seal there, then I'll put it on. But I'm gonna just throw it in there first, turn on the compressor, see how well it holds, and then go from there. Okay, so I just turned the car on, compressor's on. I have about almost 30 pounds of pressure up there. So now I'm gonna spray this again. And as you can see, I still got some leaks. And it actually looks like it's coming from the brass fitting right here, not the actual thing, which is good. That means that it's not completely stripped out. So I might need to put some Teflon tape in here. I'm gonna try to tighten this a little bit first and then redo it. And then if that doesn't help it, I'm gonna put some Teflon tape on it. All right, so I actually tightened up the brass fitting there that goes to the tank. It was actually still leaking from this part here. So I decided to put some Teflon tape on that, tighten that down, and that should take care of my leak there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this all together and try it again. Okay, let's try this again. No bubbles. We're good to go. Thank God. So now I can leave my car off overnight with a full tank, and it won't be empty by the time I come check on it next morning. So I'm happy that works. Now let me go move on to my voltage issue. Hopefully I can fix that. If I can fix that, my car would be perfect. So let me jump to that. Okay, I'm gonna give you all a quick rundown of my battery setup. As y'all know, it's in the trunk here. As y'all have seen, I have a couple things that's going running to the front. I have a couple things tied off to that as well. So in the back, I have from the negative terminal going to the back chassis is one wire. I have another 0 gauge wire coming all the way up to the front on the passenger side, going to the back of the transmission. Those two grounds there. I also have grounds coming from the alternator, attached to the alternator to the chassis as well as the starter. There's a ground wire from the starter, hooked to the starter to the chassis. For my positive wire, it's coming from the back battery, coming up on this side, running through here, running through here. You can kind of see it right up under in here, that red wire there. So it's looping up, going up over here. And how I have this tied off into my fuse box area, because my fuse box is actually underneath my fender well here. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see, but down in here, I used a 0 gauge connector, like a big heavy duty connector. And so what I did was the wires coming off my fuse box, I tied them into this power wire here. So it's just connected together with a little connector. So that's how my electrical system here is working right now. As you've seen in the door panel here, I do have that splitter, the 0 gauge splitter, and that has the voltmeter on it down there in the floorboard. So from there, I have a power wire going to my electronic power steering, another power wire I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's coming somewhere in the engine bay here that uses it. So that's my electrical, I guess, layout of the car. So what I'm thinking is either I have a bad ground, or maybe this connector here is not connected good enough. I have to recheck that. So those are things I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check my grounds, make sure they're good, and then my connection here, and I'm also gonna double check my alternator, make sure it's not bad, it's not going bad. I know my battery's good. It's a fairly new battery. I know that's not bad, so I'm not gonna check that. So I'm gonna check those things first and see how it goes. Let's see if she'll fire up on the first try. Fuel pump kicking in, let's try it. Neutral. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but we got 14.2 volts, which is perfect. I got my lights on, my radio's on, everything's on in the car, so there's a load on it, and we're getting good voltage, so I know my alternator is good. So now I gotta go on to the next thing, which I'm gonna check my grounds, and then that connector right there. So I just got done checking my grounds here. I didn't find anything wrong with them. All the grounds were tight, there's no loose grounds, all the crimps for the lugs and all that were still tight. None of the wires or any of that were falling out or broken. So all my grounds are good. Last thing I need to check is this connection here. So I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. So I got wire coming in there, and then on the bottom side I got the power wire from the battery going into there. The only thing I could check, I mean, that's the last thing I could check that I know of. I'm not sure what else I can check. I mean, I guess I can check the battery, but I'm fairly certain that the battery's good. But I don't know. I'm gonna go check that real quick, check it out, make sure there's no loose connections there, or no broken wires or anything like that. And then once I check that out, I'll let y'all know. So I just got done checking this connector down here. That was perfectly fine. I didn't see anything wrong with that. What I did find was I forgot to check the ground from the starter to the chassis here. And I found that was completely like frayed off or broken off. I'm not sure if that was like dangling around down there, shorting stuff out. Probably was, don't know. But I just replaced that whole thing. So yeah, I replaced that wire from the starter to the chassis. So hopefully that fixes my issue. I'm not sure yet. I haven't taken it for a drive, and I'm gonna try to take it for a drive before it storms, because it's about to storm. So yeah, I gotta back these cars off real quick, and then hopefully, if I'm able to, take that test drive, and I'll bring y'all with me, and then we'll watch the meter down here and see if I do that, and I'll show you any indications, like if my brake light comes on or my seatbelt light, my radio turns off, stuff like that. So we'll look for that, and then hopefully it doesn't do that, and hopefully that fixed my problem. So let me go ahead and back these cars out. All right, so I already have a good sign here. As you can see right down here, it says 13.9, and I forgot to mention this earlier, but when I would be normally driving, it would only get up to like 12 volts, 12.2, something like that. So I'm seeing 14.1 right now, so that's a good sign. I highly doubt this is going to cut off now. I highly doubt I get my lights popping up because my voltage is dropping. So I'm gonna go for a little test run real quick just to verify it. So I'm gonna not do a pull. I'm gonna drive normal, let off the gas, let it coast down, and that's usually when it cuts off for me. So we'll test that a couple times and see if that happens, and then if not, we're good. Right now I'm in second, just cruising, a little over 3,000 RPM, letting off the gas, no lights coming on. I still got 14 down there, radio's still on. I'm gonna put it in neutral real quick. All right, I'm in neutral, coast down to idling, still 14, my radio's still on, so that's a good sign. So yeah, I think I just fixed the problem. It was that ground that was frayed off from the starter to the chassis. So yeah, my problem is fixed. Light's still on, radio's still on, 14 volts. Thank God. Alright guys, that'll be it for this video. I thank y'all for watching. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell if you're already subscribed, so you'll be notified when I post my next video. And yeah, that'll be it. Thanks for watching, guys.